Hello, Instagram. Part 2 of how I got started in entrepreneurship. Allow and reflection is the topic of today. And I do apologize for the water splashes as I was washing my face just before. Washing my face and washing my hands. Yeah, but my face is dry now, my hands are dry, but my shirt is with some thingies. Anyways, Goku says hi as well. So today I wanted to speaking about another very important thing that really has helped me throughout my beginnings in entrepreneurship, and thank you so much, and I know is a crucial part for a lot of people to be able to break through and actually start getting the results. And that first part is really allowing yourself to get the results. That is such an important thing because we see this amongst so many of the people that we work with. It doesn't really matter which level these people come in, whether they've never been in business before or they have been in business but it's just been tough for some reason, hey Misty, or whether these are the bigger companies that are now wanting to scale and require our help to train their teams and things like that. So what is really important is that when you want to achieve success, that you allow yourself to get that success. And it might sound totally controversial, or not controversial, it sounds totally like why wouldn't we allow ourselves to get success, right? It sounds like why would anyone? But it's actually a big thing. And I was speaking to one of our clients yesterday. It was a really beautiful conversation. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Or was it 2 days ago? Somehow, sometimes the days blend. I think it was 2 days ago, actually. But it was about basically allowing herself to implement the certain things that we already know will gain her results. And there was some sort of thing mentally in her mind that I've seen in so many people, and it's usually really, really good people that face that. And I'm going to share it with you guys because maybe anyone here might face the same thing, and let me know in the comments whether that is you or whichever platform, because I'm live now here on Instagram, but I'm going to post it in other places as well, which is feeling like you're not good enough or feeling like you're not ready enough to do the thing that you know a lot of people actually need you for. It could be anything, whatever business you want to start. If you want to become a coach, or you want to have a consultancy business, or you want to sell products, whatever it is, that a lot of the time, hey sis, love you, that a lot of the time people think, well, I'm not sure if I'm ready yet, I'm not sure if I'm good enough yet, there are other people that are maybe better, I haven't gotten this qualification yet, or any of these thoughts, which actually ultimately comes from a good place. It basically means that you care so much that you want to make sure that what you are going to give to people is going to be good. But in the same place, basically, you are also withholding yourself from actually experiencing that and actually getting that recognition even that you are good and that you are ready. And so I had this conversation with our client the other day, and basically taking her through a sequence of questions, in essence basically talking about, okay, like what is your own journey? What have you been through? What is it that you want to do and do for people and help people with? Okay, how did you overcome whatever you overcame? Do you think that other people may face the same thing? And do you think you can facilitate a solution or can facilitate support so that others may overcome that faster because leaning on your expertise or something along the lines of that? So basically just a series of questions, like, which is completely no-brainer. Am I going to be able to leave a person better off than when I met them? And most of the time, the answer is absolutely yes. And this is what we say a lot of the time in our events, is that you don't need to be the best to do a phenomenal job. The only thing that you need to care enough is that you are basically there for someone and that you bring out the best in others. And so what it is a lot of the time, specifically in the coaching or service or consultation types of businesses, is that it's not so much just like your knowledge or your expertise that a client requires in order for you to do a fantastic job. A lot of the time, it is also that you create a space for them to then take their lives and their businesses or whatever it is that you support them with to another level. So a huge part of what we do as business owners is also the facilitation. Now, again, this depends from industry to industry. It's not going to be exactly like that for every industry. Like if you're selling headphones, it's not like you're necessarily just facilitating a space, but even then, there is a certain level of care that you can provide that gives someone a stellar experience versus someone that literally just does the bare minimum. And therefore, yeah, they get the person whatever they bought, but not that lasting, incredible experience that makes them want to come back or makes them want to recommend you to other people. And so no matter what it is that you do, there is a part which is not as much just knowledge or your expertise and therefore your readiness, but actually a lot more the other side of things. So you being able to allow someone to feel heard, to allow someone to be understood and to be taken there, like to take their hand and take them to the other place. And so what then happens as the bad effect of these thoughts of I'm not sure if I'm good enough, I'm not sure if I'm ready, it's actually causing you to procrastinate and to wait and to keep preparing, but ultimately you're not actually moving forward, you're not doing much. And that's not only a disservice to yourself, because in fact you are ready most of the time, but it's also a disservice to other people. And one very simple thing that you can instantly do, and that's why we always start there with our clients, is that you just become visible and you just start adding value to people. Not even charging for it straight away. Like this video that I'm doing right now, this is completely free of charge. I'm just sharing my knowledge, I'm sharing my experience, some tips here and there that I'm not charging anybody for. But based on the response, based on the comments, based on the odd messages that I will receive from this, I'll then understand in my mind like, hey, yeah, this was useful. And again, it doesn't have to be as long as I typically like to do it. I like to talk for quite some time because I do tend to speak as a speaker, but it doesn't have to be like that. You can just make short videos or short posts or anything that's just there to help people. And when you start doing that, you'll realize that you're actually a lot more ready than you think you are. But moreover, that people need you a lot more than you think they need you. And so what people often don't understand, and what you listening to this probably don't grasp to the effect that it actually is the case, is that you are 100% needed. And your waiting for being ready is not helping anybody. And so that is an important part. And if you think about it, like most of the time what people speak about and what is a very well-known concept is the fear of failure. Meaning that if I do something, what if it doesn't work? And that I therefore fear that and I don't move forward. But this other thing that I'm now talking about is the fear of success. Because what if I take this step? And what if someone then wants to work with me? And what if they pay me? And what if I actually get the success? And then usually the thought of I'm not good enough comes from that point, because what if I actually go and speak to someone and they want to work with me and they buy my offer and then I start working with them and it's not good enough, what then? And so as much as it's not as much spoken about, it's a really real thing. And the funny part is that usually is the part where people prevent themselves from actually doing it. Like the fear of failure seems to be actually a lot less in a way, and it's not entirely like that, but it's like almost a bigger threshold where someone just has to believe in themselves and just go out there and help someone in that. And therefore the first word that I'm saying in this particular video is allow yourself to help others. Allow yourself to be of value to the marketplace or to people. Allow yourself to gain the success. Don't withhold that, because truth of the matter is that your market will teach you and show you whether you're ready or not. Because if you're not ready and you're going to go up to someone and you're going to have that conversation, they're not going to buy from you anyway if you're not ready, if you're not able to effectively communicate how you can help them. So as a matter of fact, the moment that you do sell actually is the ultimate proof that you are ready, if that makes sense. So stop holding yourself back, I think, is a very important thing. So that's why, again, allow is a very important word. Like, so many people say, like, yeah, I want to do this, and then they just say, well, I'll do it next month, or I'll do it in a few weeks, or whatever, and they just keep waiting, and then still nothing has happened. And like the main thing that one can then think about is just say, well, I'm not bothering anybody with, it's just me. But in actual fact, if you think about all of the people that you could have helped, like even right now, if I think of all the clients that we're getting every single month, if I would have just waited, all these people that are working with us right now and that are getting results and they are closing deals and they're transforming their lives, like if I was not to do my part, and if I was to not be visible and not say, hey, let me help you solve that problem, then that is also my responsibility that they're not going to their next level. And so one of the things that we always try to make people Goku saying hi, try to make people understand is that it's not actually so much just about you, it's more about the people. Like, it is about the people, really is. And the funny thing is if you realize that, it actually takes off a lot of the pressure as well. Because here I go live on this video where I've got all these water droplets here. My hair is messy from a busy day, and I'm pretty much making a fool out of myself. But I don't care, because it's not about how tip-top I look. It's about how effective can this message come across, and how can it help some people. Also, probably most people that are on this thing are not just watching, but they're listening as well. Like, not everybody actually, looks at the screen whilst being on a live, or whilst, after this video has gone and be posted, that it's like the replay, to actually just listen to it. And so why are we making it so hard? And that's why we always say that success is a choice. It really is. And the sooner you allow yourself to just do the things, just go. We make it very simple always with our students. Like, it's 2 steps. Be visible, and then start helping people. That's it. 2 steps. Be visible, and then because of your visibility, you start getting in contact with people, and then go and help those people one way or another. Whether you have a business made of products, or a business made of services, or you're selling your knowledge, or whatever you do as a company, or as the business owner that you are. So allow yourself. Very, very important. Secondly, what we have to understand, and that's why I've put the word reflection, is that the way how we show up is going to determine what we're going to attract as a client. So this was a very interesting thing for me to realize as well. And it wasn't like a one-time realization. It actually deepened over the years as I continued to invest in myself and showed up as a student myself from all the mentorship programs that I bought and agencies and stuff that I worked with, is that the way how you show up as a person, or as a student, or as a client, is actually the exact same type of client that you're going to attract. So why is this so important? It's because a lot of the time we have people coming to us, and let me tell you, we get more people knocking on our doors than we can handle, which is a beautiful place to be in, but it's just, a fact. And very, very often people come to us and say, okay, can you help us make more money? Can you help us get more clients? Can you help us get our clients to pay us more? Things like that very typically are the type of questions that we get. And so we always say, like, yes, absolutely, ask some questions, figure out where they are. And we always ask this question, like, how much have you invested in yourself, or how often do you invest in yourself, and like, what's your behavior basically? And then you'll be surprised how many people say, well, no, it's not necessary, I don't have to invest in myself, I already know this stuff, or whatever, that sort of response. And then we always say, well, that's the problem, because if you don't invest in yourself, if you don't show up, if you don't go all in, or if you're not decisive or feeling like you know it all, that's exactly the type of people that you're going to attract. Does that make sense? So it actually was really, really interesting to see. And I really want to give huge credit to Grant Cardone and to Dave Robards, actually, from the Cardone team, who one day that we were on the sales rally just shared an example about that. And it just struck with me. And I was just like, what the heck? It's literally an internal process. So it's so weird that the way how you do things in your life is directly going to affect the type of business that you're getting. And so what that prompted me to do, and again, this happened more than once, but the real, like the latest like pin drop moment was a couple of years back when Dave Robards and Grant Cardone said these things, and I was just like, whoa, that's so weird. To the effect that when I actually did something different, like I shared a story on our event, Project 1 Million in 1 Year, which was about me updating the card details of my gym membership. So my payment defaulted. I wasn't going to the gym that much anymore, and the payment defaulted. I didn't notice, or maybe I saw an email come by, but I didn't click on it, and the payment wasn't going through. And then at a certain moment, just like I saw some emails, but I was super busy, so I didn't actually directly go on to it to fix it. And then I was seeing payments defaulting from clients. And then I heard that thing that Grant Cardone and Dave Robards said, and I was just like, what the heck? So here's the freaky part. I went in and updated my card details so that I solved my stuff, and instantly the clients' payments were resolved as well. And there's more clients coming. And I was so amazed by that. And it's basically sometimes like not the type of thing that anybody wants to hear, because it basically makes you responsible for your actions, which of course we're responsible for our actions. But it sometimes feels like, okay, so I have to start and I have to do this, but right now I need a hand. I need someone else to do it first because I'm in this situation and I can't afford this and that and whatever, right? Whatever might be going on. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, which doesn't always make it easy to realize like these particular things. But then the question is like, would you want it another way? Like, would you want it to be out of your control? That would be worse, right? It's like you're just without any control of what's going to happen, and things are just like you have been dealt a certain set of cards, and that's just it. It's just the way it is. Like what some people say, like, oh, it's just the way it is, but it's not. So as much as it does require you to get that awareness and then to take your responsibility and make sure you sort out your things on your end, such as, you know, being decisive, paying the things on time, make investments that are bringing you forward, as much as it takes you to take that first step, it actually instantly makes a difference in what you're receiving as well. And so that's why the second word is a reflection. Like your life reflects directly back upon you what you're putting in. And that's a really beautiful thing if you realize that. And so I really like this quote. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden you have to completely transform or change everything that you do, but you just have to be more responsible, basically. And I like this quote. I can't even remember who it's by, but it's just keep doing the next right thing. I think it's Frank Kern who says that. Just keep doing the next right thing. So what can you reflect upon in your life right now that you're like, unfinished payments, for instance, like what I had with the gym membership. Places where you're not decisive. And it doesn't always have to be the exact same area that you wanted to show up. So it could be maybe that you're not decisive in a personal matter, and therefore it shows up in your business. That can happen too. So it's really just about like, what is these characteristics of yourself? And so, yeah, dirty fork in the sink, exactly. So it's very beautiful in that sense that you just take a look at your life. And I'm doing this actively as well, like all the time. And there's so many places where I know that I can improve massively. So I'm working on them, and I'm just, taking those implementation steps as much as I can every single day. And then realizing that there's always another level, and then keep striving and keep moving towards that next level. So you just look at your life at this moment and you just see, okay, where am I being decisive? Where am I not being decisive? Where am I spending my time? Are the parts where I'm spending my time on actually allow me to move forward? And if not, what changes can you make? And that will do a great deal of good to your business too. Now, of course, all of this doesn't make any change unless you're also actively putting yourself out there one way or another. but they are all working hand in hand in allowing you to create phenomenal results, and that can really happen in an instant. Like just a week ago, we sat down with a client, a new client, really, really amazing lady, and we said, okay, we're going to set you a challenge. Make 10K in 1 week. And it was like, oh, okay, exciting, let's do it. And then she did. And we just said, okay, go through this parts of the homework, go through this part of the platform, and then do that. And then she just actually did. Like she even made $88 more. So 10,088 or something like that. Like how awesome is that? And so why am I sharing this? Is because we constantly see these things. And it's like, it's simple things most of the time that needs to be tweaked. I also do this a lot, sitting down with clients about certain things that they feel are a hindrance in their life, or something that's just not allowing them to move forward. And then we look at the thing and it's actually like, that situation isn't so bad at all. But we make it much bigger in our head. And therefore, what am I trying to say with that is that sometimes it's just useful to have someone to discuss it with. Like think, who can you discuss it with in your life? Do you have a mentor? Do you have a mastermind, a group, someone that you can go over these things with? And also very important in that is that it should be someone that is aligned with you. That's number one, because you don't want to take advice from someone that you are totally not in alignment with. Someone that's also either having already reached the results that you want to reach, which would be the best because they can see a lot of the things that you cannot see. Or if it's more like a buddy system that you have, maybe someone, partner, or like someone that you are both striving towards the highest things, and that you then both educate yourself and both are then like each other's sparring partner in that endeavor. So yeah, that would be it for today. So I hope this was helpful. Do let me know in the chat box what you guys think about it, whether this was useful, if there's any other specific things that you guys want to know about this. But I really wanted to speak about this because I just see it so often that the reason why people don't get results is because they don't allow themselves to get results. It's not about what is hard, because business is not hard. It's like, it actually isn't. and that's the whole weird thing. Because I always think like if we learn this stuff in school, and typically with our program, you can get through it in a number of weeks if you really just like go for it. We've had one student who went through all of our material in 1 week and then boom, hit the ground running. So, I mean, this stuff can be simple, but you have to allow yourself to then go through that. Now, before the video ends, I do want to say if there's anybody here who enjoyed this video, you enjoyed these types of topics, and you would also like to learn more about it, we're actually running an event in 10 days. We're going to start, and we're doing, again, free tickets for this one. We usually sell tickets, but last month we did a free one for the first time, and it was really awesome, and people took so much away from it. I think it was our very best event ever. So we decided to do it completely free of charge again. So if anybody's listening to this and you're like, hey, I also want to get my life on track. I want to be able to put myself in a position where I am going to be financially free and financially powerful. I can look after myself. I can look after my family, and I don't want to continue to struggle, because there's a lot of factors in the world today that is not making things easier for people. So getting your mind around like the right data and getting the right knowledge that you can then directly implement so that you can make a change is absolutely crucial. And again, like I said before, we wanted to give this completely free of charge for people so that people are able to take their life into their own hands again and actually, get things off the ground. Hello, everybody. All right. So for those of you that are interested to create the life of your dreams, but also specific like the points that I've mentioned before, I'm just going to type the link in. Project 1 million in 1 year. Again, we're doing free tickets. I don't think we're going to do free tickets for the next event. So this might be the last chance for you to get free tickets. We might or we might not, but I'm not sure if we will. But in any case, if you want to make sure you get a free ticket, then here's the link. You can register. But I have one very simple but. The but is that if you commit to being there, actually be there. Like, don't be like most people that sign up for a bunch of stuff and then don't actually follow through, because then it's not going to do anything for you. And it's, yeah, if you want to make a change in your life, you have to commit. You have to say, okay, I want to do this. I want to get the mentorship. Right now, we're doing this for free. So that's awesome, right? But you are the one that are the only one basically that can make that change. And we see it a lot on a huge scale, that so many people are making the change together as they're on the event. But ultimately, it depends on you. And we also, I'm just going to be completely honest, have a ton of people that sign up but never actually show up. And I think that's a pity, because I don't know if you guys have seen some of my videos recently where people actually come back to us and get mad. So like, why didn't you tell me to be here? Like, I mean, those people that sign up for it and then they don't show up. And then a couple of months later, then they sign up again because they see it and they've always intended to join. And then they join a few months later and they're like, oh my goodness, this was so much better than I thought. Why didn't you tell me to join? Because I could have already gotten results now. And then I always say, oh, well, we did try. So right now, I'm just going to make it very clear. If you register for this, follow through. It's only 6 days and it's a few hours per day. So we officially advertise it at 2 hours per day, but knowing myself, it's typically 3 hours per day. But then you have to ask yourself this: is it worth to get mentorship for 3 hours per day for 6 days that can actually completely transform your life, completely free of charge? I think it is, but it's up to you. So that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do let the comments come in about any other questions that you guys may have. And also this could be around anything for you to just get things off the ground. Like, we typically help people in all different stages of their business. We help multi-million-dollar businesses that want to scale by training their teams or helping them with automation, or we help people that start from scratch and that just want to figure out, like, what could I offer? And that's the interesting thing as well. For anybody who's never been in business before, sometimes people think like, oh, it's so difficult. And we have a very simple process, SCEPT process, that you can just go through and figure out instantly pretty much like what kind of business you could do. And anything in between as well, like people that are in business and it's not moving forward, like they're stuck in 5 figures, they're stuck in 6 figures, they're stuck in 7 figures, and they just want to grow further. That's the kind of clients that we help. So pretty much every different cycle of business. So yeah, that's it for me. And I'm gonna do some more things and then call it a night. So I hope you guys are all good. Oh yeah, I forgot to finish my point. My point was that whatever question you may have, just drop it below so I can use it for the other parts of this series. And that's why I was saying, like, we help people from all different kind of stages. So whatever stage you are in, and if you have a specific question or you want to figure out, how to get things moving to the next level and 10x your income, then let us know, and we would be very keen on including these topics in the next part. But also, if that is you, then join the event, and we'll see you in 10 days. Bye.